Ask any hunter and they will tell you buck meat tastes gamier than doe meat. This is like an unwritten rule amongst hunters, and it's something that I have believed to be true my entire journey as a hunter. But I've never actually tasted them side by side. Woohoo! So today we are getting to the bottom of this. Is buck meat actually gamier than doe meat? Let's find out. So here's how this is gonna go down. For the back straps, I'm going to clean them up and completely coat them in kosher salt. I'll set them both on a wire rack and put that into the refrigerator for 24 hours. If you watched my brine video, you know exactly why I'm doing this. And for the ground meat, I'm adding 20% beef fat to both the buck meat and the doe meat. Then I'll be grinding them separately so that there's no intermingling. I'll vacuum seal them, put them in the fridge overnight, and then I'll take all the meat, head out to the grill up these steaks, grill up some burgers, and we'll put this head to head. Now, there are a lot of potential factors that can go into the way that this meat is going to taste, so let's quickly break them down. Number one being when they were killed and how the processing was handled. These were both killed during the same season. They were both processed by me, so they were handled essentially exactly the same, and they were both killed during the rut. Now, the rut is an interesting point because one of the things that people say affects the taste of the meat the most is all of the hormones that are going through the bucks during the rut. And this buck, he was a ruddy buck. So that's interesting to note. The other thing that comes up a lot is the age of the animal. And this is well known in the commercial industry as well. Younger animals are going to taste better, in the case of wild game, less gamey than older animals. It's hard to say what the age of these two animals were, but I can tell you that both of these were mature deer. Another thing that people talk about is the amount of stress that the animal goes through in those last moments can also contribute to the way that the meat tastes. Both of these animals were harvested by Nick and myself, and they passed very quickly. So I would say we're equal on that front as well. It has been 24 hours. Let me show you what we're working with. Here we have our buck meat and our doe meat. They are looking nearly identical. The buck backstrap is a bit bigger than the doe, but aside from that, the color, the scent, they're effectively exactly the same. I'm gonna dress these up with some olive oil and then season them with some freshly ground black pepper. They don't need any more kosher salt because of all of the salt that I added during the dry brine, but that is all I'm doing to these guys. They're looking so good. And here we have our ground buck meat and our ground doe meat. My plan is to measure these out into 4-ounce balls, so they're the same size. I'll press them out using my mold, and then I'm gonna brush them with some olive oil and season them up with kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper. It's time to fire up the grill. So we're grilling with some charcoal tonight. First thing we gotta do is get the grill fired up. Do buck on this side, doe on this side, buck on this side, doe on this side. I have American cheese on both of our burgers. We have our doe and our buck. Let's take them off. It's smelling incredible, looking incredible, especially, I mean, all of it. I was about to say especially these steaks, but honestly, the burgers look amazing. This doe backstrap is probably getting pretty close, so we want to monitor the internal temperature. It is so helpful to have a meat thermometer while you're grilling or just cooking meat in general. So I'm going to pull it off the grill for a second. So we are at, what's that, 117? Awesome. So we can put her back on the grill. We're going for 130. Look at how beautiful. We got an amazing sear on all of our meat. That's thanks to the dry brine, that's thanks to the fat, that's thanks to the oil, that's thanks to the grill. It looks so good. We do have more burgers from the leftover buck and doe meat, so I'm gonna throw those on the grill. This stuff will be able to rest, and I'll see you guys inside. The time has come to eat. I'm so excited. First thing I'm gonna do is mix up my burger sauce, okay? Very simple. I like to start with some yellow mustard, go in with some ketchup. Ketchup's probably the bulk of this, I would say. I'm gonna make way too much right now, that's okay. And then some mayo. Probably equal amounts mayo and mustard, and then the most ketchup. That's our burger sauce. So, I'm so excited to try this. I'm gonna start with the burgers because I love burgers and that's what I'm most excited for. So, I've toasted up our buns and even buttered them and put a little salt on top to be extra. So let's add our sauce. So we have the buck and our doe burger. Here's our buck burger, looks delish. Here is our doe burger. I'm going to start with our doe burger. Cheers. Mm. Oh my God, it's so good. Adding fat to a wild game burger completely changes it. Today we added beef fat, but if you haven't seen my burger video, you should definitely go check that out. I tested a ton of different additions to see what would be the best. And I need to do a side-by-side comparison between pork fat and beef fat because holy cow, that is good. Oh my God. Okay, now we're going in with the buck burger. You know, they look pretty much identical, except for some reason on the cross section, the buck looks a little bit thicker. I don't know what that is, just the way that it was like pressed out or just how it came together on the grill, but here we go. Buck burger. Cheers. Those taste identical. To answer our question, is buck meat gamier than doe meat? According to game burgers with some added fat, nope, it's not gamier. We have our doe backstrap and our buck backstrap, and this is the real showdown. Oh, I completely botched the buck. The buck meat is so far overdone, which is not what I was going for. With the buck meat though, I think I might have had a misread on the thermometer and or maybe just the way that I put the thermometer in was weird. Good thing for us, Nick loves well done meat. He's like a medium well kind of guy, so he will appreciate that. The test must go on. So let's start with the buck. Cheers. Woohoo! That's really good. Dry brining helps the texture and the flavor so much. Gaminess on that was so minimal. I'd give it like a level 3 out of 10. And still moist, even though it's well done. I swear, I'm not even kidding. Okay. Do I prefer well done meat too? Okay. Doe, here we go. Why is Nick always right? Because he's smart. Wow, you guys, I think we might have just unlocked something that I did not intend to unlock in this video. What tasted gamier to me was the portion of the doe that is medium. Where it's cooked well done, I don't know if I could tell. So that leads us to our blind taste testing, which I think is absolutely necessary. My eyes have been closed the whole time. This is the first piece of meat that Nick gave me. I don't know what it is. Cheers. Oh my God, there's so much good flavor. It's like right off the bat. I'm not gonna share my thoughts yet. Next piece. Piece number 2. I think the first piece was buck, the second piece was doe. There is a difference. When it comes down to it, the buck meat does taste the slightest bit gamier than the doe meat. Wow. Ah! Cheers. Wow. That's the doe. And I can tell because it's mushy. It's like, mushy is not the right word, but it has a less pleasant texture. And it tastes more gamey than the like more well done portion of it. I guess that, do I? Wow. So to answer our question, is buck meat gamier than doe meat? The answer is yes. Now, there are a lot of crazy caveats to that. When it's ground in a burger, you absolutely cannot tell the difference. So if you have a buck that maybe is a little extra stinky, like while you're processing it, you can grind it up and it's gonna taste delicious. When it comes to the steaks, you can tell the difference. But it seems like the gaminess lies in meat that is more raw. The more well done it was, the less gamey the meat was, which is absolutely not what I was expecting. I think moving forward, I will dry brine my backstrap, grill the backstrap for smoky flavor, and cook it medium well to well. A lot of people are not gonna like that opinion, but hey, proof's in the pudding. I'd highly recommend doing a taste test like this because I had so much fun doing that. So that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. This was a really fun one to make. If you have other ideas, suggestions of videos that you want to see, leave it in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.